Hey, what is going on, everyone? Vega here for Serpent Axe Tech, and as previously mentioned in a previous video, lightning struck a tree in my backyard and somehow grounded itself out in a number of different places, like my networking equipment. So here we have the Elphapex DG Home 1, which allows me to mine Dogecoin, Litecoin, Junkcoin, and a number of others. But while it's able to power on, we can hear the pump and everything else, it seems that the control board took a hit. So no network activity, and we know that because when we plug into the RJ45 cable, it just doesn't do anything. But everything else lights up or shows lit up internally, right? So inside here, we hear the pump turn on. We got the board lights on the hash board and all that stuff, but nothing happens with the front indicators as well as the Ethernet. So over here, we got a control board that we ordered. Honestly, one of the most expensive control boards I've ever ordered. And Customs did a number on this box, kicking the crap out of it. They did release it to me after I paid 56 bucks. So $61 online. You have to do KYC, which is really annoying, via the Elphapex website. And then it's like $83, $81 shipping. But then you got to pay another $56 or 50 bucks on top of that. So this is one of the more expensive control boards, and we need to get into this thing. So right here we got a couple screws, so 3 on the front. Gonna have 2 here. I believe we're gonna have some on the back. Yep, 3 on the back and then 2 at the bottom. So we're gonna lay this down like so and get to work and hopefully bring this Elphapex DG home back to life. With all those screws out of the way, you just slide the side panel off, revealing the fans that need to be blown out and dusted, the control board and the main hash board, as well as the power supply. Now I'm really hoping this control board is the main culprit and that we don't have any other dead components in here. Again, I saw the hash board lights showing up. I heard the pump whirling, but power supply is my next concern. You can see how the board gets its powers. We got a couple cables, one there, black wire, red wire going up that bus bar to provide power to the chips. Control board, it looks like we only got 4 screws total, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got our ribbon cable, we got our pump power, and then our PWM. They're actually labeled, right? So pump's right there. This is a fan. And then we got our 6-pin power cable, as well as another connector which might go to our power supply. Yep, goes to our power supply, probably for communications to the power supply. You can see ground, EN, SCL, SDA. So we're going to disconnect all of this one by one and then go ahead and install the new control board, making sure that if we're in a static environment, an environment that is conducive to static electricity, that we're using our ESD strap. Okay, so going to plug that in and make sure that everything's good to go, and just remove the cables first and then the screws. Don't forget to disconnect your little wireless dongle, because when you go to try to pull that control board through, which it needs to come out towards my left, so this way, it will pull that wireless adapter. So we got a little nut here that needs to get, taken off or unspun, just like so. There we go, and now we can remove the 4 screws. Also note that while the water pump header has 5 pins, there's only 4 populated, as you can see here. So it's really a 4-pin PWM. And I showed you, if you had issues with your pump, how swapping that out to your normal 4-pin header for your fans actually did get my pump to re-register and re-understand what it was doing. And then I put it back to the pump header and it was fine. But let me know if you guys are having issues with your pump or if your pump's died. I do like the pump, and it does look like this unit is refillable. Right there we can see that screw, but I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in utilizing your DG home. So now the 4 screws on the control board. It felt like something was hanging onto it as I tried to pull the control board, and sure enough, there it is. Looks like some adhesive or something to hold the control board towards the front so it doesn't fall back out on you. But I think with the nut that goes on the wireless connector, it should be enough to hold it on there. But if you wanted to, I guess you could replace that, but we're not going to. I'm just going to blow this out and install the new control board. Quick note, this plate that is holding this control board, it's free hanging, right? There's no support holding it up, so please be careful. When you go to take off these top 2 screws, you are going to have to put a little bit of force, so maybe put one hand in behind it as you're trying to loosen up the screw. Don't cram on it, because when you do, you can see this plate will literally flex, okay? So just be careful. Now just got to put the 4 screws back on and reconnect everything together. Just like so. We can see the control board looks identical to the original one. Same identifiers, couple different areas, like for example this sticker over the micro SD card and the USB doesn't have anything like that, it just has a check mark. But you can see how they quality check it, mark it with some stickers, some QR codes to, you know, verify. But subtle differences between the two, pretty much the same, but there's your subtle differences if you want to pause the screen and take a look at them. But now it's just time to button this bad boy back up. Put the screws on the outer case, which just slides in just like so, right? So lay it on there and then slide forward, and you can see all your screw holes line up. Tighten it up, and let's see if this thing will boot. Well, at least hash. I wouldn't exactly call this the moment of truth, because this thing would boot up. It's just the NIC wouldn't come online and it wouldn't connect. Got everything plugged in. Unfortunately, Elphapex does not include like a little switch on the power supply, so we can turn it off and on. So I'm going to plug it in, and we want to keep an eye on that network adapter as well as the lights for the control board. So let's go ahead and do that now. Hopefully nothing blows up right next to me, because that would really suck. Ooh, we just heard the pump whirl. Let's turn off the flash. You can see some of the lights down there. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Looking good. Now the real moment of truth is going to be when we go and connect to it on the computer. Can we see it now? So Elphapex DG home. I hear the pump. Not sure if you can too. But now we need to go see if we can find it on the network. And the reason I have it oriented this way is because heat comes in from the top, the front, and the bottom, which has rubber feet, and then pushes out this way. And I want all the heat going this way out of my garage, as it's right next to the hottest thing in my entire house. So looking good power draw so far, considering it's got one S19K Pro and then this. And the red lights did go off. Oh snap, we back up and running. Let's go log in on the computer. And there it is. We see it showing up on the network. Now, even though this is the same main device, the control board is new, so it's going to be default login information as well as default pull and configure, you know, address. So you want to set it up to be yours again. Default login is root for the username and password. I strongly recommend updating that. And I don't even remember what pool I was on. So we definitely need to get the pools configured. And I need to remember which pool. I think it was F2 pool, but let's go to miningpoolstats.stream as I showed you in my original setup video of this thing. We could do Doge or Litecoin, either or. And I think it was via BTC, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, because when I log in, I could see the name of the device. So this is the right one. If I go back to dashboard, you see at the bottom here, here's the pool. So we just got to go back and configure everything for this particular guy, because we lost it all, unfortunately. So mining address, username, password. So there we go. And then I don't even remember what my username was. Go ahead and save the changes and maybe give it a reboot, but we need to give it some time and make sure. Now, here's something that I should have done from the jump is I turned off Wi-Fi. If I would have left it on when Lightning took out the control board, maybe I still would have been able to use Wi-Fi like my Apollo 2. The Apollo 2 had the same thing. The future bit Apollo 2 got hit by lightning. While the NIC is dead, the Wi-Fi is still working. So I'm probably going to set Wi-Fi as a backup. But I love this device. It's one of my favorites. At home, liquid cooled, pretty cool water pump, all kinds of stuff. However, the moral of today's story is Lightning sucks. And it took out multiple control boards on multiple devices. Jazz Miners, Apollo 2, the DG Home, and a couple switches and a couple of AI mesh nodes from Asus. However, you just figured out how easy it is to swap out a control board that only took about basically 5 minutes, 10 because I had to film some of it. Super easy, Super simple. Maybe not adjusting or changing out the water in the AIO that's built in, but I hope you found this video helpful. I'm going to go ahead and reboot the device, make sure we come back online, and make sure we are hashing. But it was just a control board that got fried, and I got lucky because this could have fried the entire unit, including the hash boards, putting me out a significant amount of money because this is the price today, but this is the price I paid when this first came out. So, sucks, but I'm glad to be back up and running. I am not happy with the KYC that it needed to be done in order to just order a control board, nor the price, but I'll suck it up. At least we're back up and running, hashing on Doge and Litecoin. That's going to do it for today's video. Please do me a favor on the way out. Hit that like button, get subscribed, hit notification bell, or hit the notification bell so you make sure you stay up to date with what's going on. And by the way, I was well out of the warranty. And yeah, check out some links in the description that might help support the channel. And, you know, links to vendors that might be selling a DG home. It does provide a kickback to the channel, but do what's best for you and your household. And you all have yourself a wonderful day. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.